Big Ass Facts, A Century of Terrible Marital Advice, Part 2. Pew, 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 pew! In the 1950s, not adhering to your husband's every horizontal mambo wish makes cheating okay. In the book Sex, Satisfaction, and Happy Marriage, written in 1951 by a reverend, he compares lazy cooking to the frigid wife who deserves to be cuckolded. This is how he defines a good wife. She remembered his choice of meat and was careful to get an extra fine cut. Her best cutlery and dishes and finest linen are all in evidence, and a little colorful decoration has been tastefully displayed. And as he comes into the house, she greets him with a smile of welcome and a touch of manifest love. But when a wife is constantly setting him down to indigestible meals, cold and unappetizing, with nothing properly cooked, set out on a kitchen table with a dirty cloth, she need not be surprised if her husband frequently telephones from the office that business will prevent him from coming home for dinner. In the 1960s, petting will break your parents' hearts. In 1961, advice columnist Ann Landers wrote a book called Since You Ask Me on the subject of petting. She wrote, "Petting can make you feel guilty and ashamed, ruin your reputation, cause you to lose your boyfriend because as he goes further than he knows he should, he may decide you're cheap, lead to pregnancy, and break your parents' hearts." In the 1970s, a broken hymen makes you seem promiscuous. In the 1970 booklet, Our Bodies Ourselves, a woman's hymen was still a source of controversy, unlike today, where we've got that shit sorted. Women were urged not to fall into the trap about caring about our hymens and encouraged to disabuse men of the notion of popping a cherry by doing it ourselves. It is the easiest thing in the world for a woman to stretch her own hymen by inserting a finger into the back cave and periodically exerting a little pressure on the sides of the entrance. Some women would go to a gynecologist and have him stretch the hymen, but this seems less desirable to us because it looks to an expert for a skill, leaving us once again 3 steps removed from the knowledge of our own bodies. In the 1980s, reject someone by making yourself seem entirely unappealing. One friend deftly deflects suitors by casually mentioning enough allergies and eccentricities that the poor person ends up feeling relieved at being rejected. In the 1990s, it was believed that sex bots would destroy marriage as we know it. In 1997, an article called Impacts of Robotic Sex appeared in Futurist magazine and posed the very real concern. What's going to happen when sex bots replace women in bed? Quote, marriages may be destroyed by sex bots. A husband chooses to upload his man bits to the sex bot, alienating his wife. The jealous wife destroys her sex bot rival and sues the manufacturer. Okay. In the 2000s, Spice Things Up. The Everything Kama Sutra book says, spice things up by spicing the hell out of your tongue by sipping peppermint schnapps or mint tea and go downtown. The alcohol has a sensational warming effect and the mint is an instant cooler. In the 2010s, if you need lube, you're being lazy. In 2015, Maxim magazine was talking to MMA star Ronda Rousey, and she said, in general, a girl needs a minute. He needs to get her ready. You should never need lube in your life. If you need lube, then you're being lazy.